Londra's headquarters shouldn't be far. Good.
How's it going, everyone? In this video, I'm going to be discussing the Burning Shores DLC, some things I liked, things I found meh, and generally it's going to be spoiler free. I will be mentioning some key character names, but beyond that, I'm not going to give you any of their motivations or any details about these characters. I recommend that everyone play this DLC right off the bat. $20, you're getting about 6 to 8 hours in terms of main story content, side content. There's only about 4 missions, but there is one mission that is super important because it upgrades one of the new weapons you get in Burning Shores, and that is probably the most OP weapon in this game, and it is incredibly fun. Let's get into it. So starting off, if you're like me and you were disappointed with the way Forbidden West handled the Zenith, which was the primary antagonist group, I think you're going to be satisfied here with Burning Shores. Walter Londra, who is the primary antagonist, is the last remaining Zenith, and he is this multi-billionaire elitist asshole who, from the jump, when you first meet him, or when the first time you hear his voice rather, you want to punch him. You really do. He is an absolute asshat to the max, and you just hate him and his character. And there's a certain section of the game where you kind of discover more about him, and he just comes off as like the most fake, unsympathetic character. You're just like, you know what, dude, I don't care why you did it. I don't know what your motivations really are. I don't want to peel back any of these layers, but you have a really punchable face. Good facial hair, though. I will admit that. Good hair also. But you just want to hit him. And I think it's really satisfying when you do ultimately defeat him. But yeah, I really love the way they handled Walter Londra. And at first, I kind of had an issue with some of the writing in regard to him, because I was like, yeah, you know, we're getting to the point where you can kind of peel a couple layers back and let us know his motivations, and, you know, let's see that maybe he might become like a sympathetic villain or an empathetic character, and he really doesn't. And I'm completely fine with that, because the actions that he takes throughout the entire DLC to impede you make you want to beat his ass more, and I really like that. And I thought that Forbidden West could have probably benefited from having more personal encounters with the Zenith. Next up, let's talk about the environments found in Burning Shores. So, it is about, I want to say, a quarter of the original map. But, my goodness, this is so pretty. And there's so many nooks and crannies to explore. One of the things that you can do when you upgrade your mount is that you can dive underwater now. And it is so satisfying. It is, seriously, I'm in awe of how gorgeous this game is. And I am going to say that I realize why this is PS5 only. So for those who don't know, the Burning Shores DLC is not available for PS4. And maybe it will be down the line, but I'm going to be really honest with you. There are some sections in this game that I cannot see it running on PS4. Ever. Especially, you know, with some of the cloud technology they're using. You're going to see some of the storm birds form these massive storm clouds, these huge formations, and it is one of the most, it is seriously, it's jaw-dropping. I had to stop and take multiple pictures because I was like, why is that formation there? Like, what's going on? Like, what am I doing wrong? But yeah, throughout this entire time I was playing Burning Shores, I had way too many moments, even during combat, where I was stopping and taking pictures because I was blown away by how diverse and how detailed the environments were, especially for such a small biome. Like, honestly, it is shocking how gorgeous this game is. Seriously. I love the fact that even the underwater sections, and there's very few, but there are a number of places that you can discover for, like, loot and gear, that it's just mind-blowing. Seriously, it's probably one of the best-looking games out there right now, and it feels like Burning Shores got a visual enhancement, but I really do love the environments. Moving on from the jaw-dropping visuals, the end sequence in this game. Let me tell you, I'm going to try not to spoil it, but I was not the biggest fan of Forbidden West's end. And I know, like, a lot of people really liked it. I thought it was pretty fun, but damn, does Burning Shores absolutely just trump it. It is amazing. And it, from the moment it starts to the moment it ends, I was incredibly satisfied, because it is a multi-tiered fight, and you will go from the mountains to the beach, and it is just mind-blowing. And that's also one of the reasons why I can't see it on PS4. I feel like there'd have to be some loading times or something cut to get to that point, because the moment you start the end section, I promise you, it is something I don't think I've seen in many video games yet. And it's a perfect example of what we want to see moving forward with this generation. Please, like, let's stop this cross-gen stuff right now, and let's give us more moments like this, because it was a jaw dropper. Seriously, I got distracted so many times during the end sequence fights that I died, because I was just like, how is this happening? Like, what is going on around me as I'm getting crushed and stuff? I'm like, oh God. I was like, that's fine. I will replay this again, because it is so fantastic. It is so memorable. And it's something that I want to go and return back to the DLC just so I can play that end sequence again. It is that good. Next up, let's talk about the side content. That means missions, machines, and a new weapon. So, you only get one new weapon. Only one. But it is incredibly powerful. And if you complete a certain side mission, which I recommend everybody do, you get an upgrade for this weapon that turns it into a railgun. Aloy is Mega Man. Capcom, please bring Mega Man back. I'm begging you. Anyway, it is probably one of the most satisfying weapons to use. You will absolutely just blow through machines. Seriously, it is very satisfying. So if you're having trouble early on, once you get this new weapon, once you complete the side mission for the upgrade, go wild. Just go out there and just start giving these machines hell. Give them a little payback for causing you some trouble. With the side missions, once again, they're really well done. They're well crafted. They're multi-tiered, multi-layered. Some of them require puzzle solving. Some of them have like combat sections. Regardless, they're all really good, and they're all do a good job of helping to develop Aloy. Loved it. Now, in terms of machines, there's only 4, and I believe a couple are variations. Now, there's one machine that I love, and that is the Bile Gut. It is a froggy, and it is a badass little frog that shoots acid everywhere. It is a real threat. They are very fast, and at the same time, if they hit you with their tongue, they will take away stuff from you. So they will take crafting materials, so be careful. It is important early on that you get to know like where its weak spots are, that you scan this machine, because if you don't, in your first fight, you will more than likely get killed. Thank goodness Seika as an AI companion is awesome. She is very helpful. She will absolutely help you the entire time, and it's great. Now, the other thing I want to bring up is you do have added skills. So they added, I want to say, to each of these skill trees, one new ultimate ability. And one of the best things about it, one of the things that I loved, is that almost everything that you add to this game, all of them make you incredibly capable. So you've probably seen some of the promotional material. There's an attack that she does where she can grapple to an enemy and then strike down. That is so much fun to do. And I did it a lot. Not gonna lie to anyone. Every time I could, I did. I'm so stupid that I wanted to grapple onto enemies that were on fire. That's how much I want to do it. It's just super satisfying. Seriously. There's also some quality of life improvements with some of the things you can do in terms of like grappling to your mount, that type of stuff. But yeah, I would say like the things that they've added in terms of side missions, in terms of machines, in terms of weapons and abilities, I think all of that for Burning Shores, it just makes it a more fun game. And I'm looking forward to actually playing this New Game Plus and testing it out on the world, and also dominating some of these little bastards. You know what I mean? I mean, come on, right? Who doesn't want to use this on some of the on some of these machines, right? They gave me some trouble. I'm gonna give it to them back. Now that we got all the good stuff out of the way, let's talk about the bad, and there are some negatives. The first one for me, and the most glaring, is platforming. I don't get it. I really don't. You had a whole year, Gorilla, to correct the platforming, or at least make it less janky than it was in Forbidden West, and it is still pretty bad here. And there are some sections in this game where you need to you need to move, and you need to move fast. And if you don't, you're either going to take damage or get killed. And if once again, it's just so janky that a slight misinput will get you killed, and that can be really frustrating, especially when you get toward the end of the game. And speed is of the essence. and so is precision. And for whatever reason, I feel like precision is just not the name of the game for the platforming in Burning Shores. And it's still not correct. So if you did not like the platforming for Forbidden West, you will not like it here, and it will frustrate you at times. The other big thing is I feel like the writing in this is just not as good or as strong as Forbidden West. And I think it's probably due to the length of the DLC, but I really wanted to see more of the interactions with Aloy and Seika, but they really come off as unnatural and forced at times. And when you get to the conclusion, you kind of question how long Aloy has been in LA. Like, seriously, I was sitting there and I went, she had this inner monologue, and it's a very important conversation with herself. And I went, well, hold on. Have we been here for a few months? What's going on here? Why does this feel like it's a one-sided affair? This can't be barreling toward this like conclusion that everyone can see coming without it feeling natural, and then it does, and it's like, you're okay. That's the thing I'll say about it. It's just okay. I wish it was better. I just wish that they kind of let it, sit a little bit, have more interactions with one another. I mean, come on, Seika's a fun character too. She's really good. She's obviously the same as Aloy. We can all see where it was going with the promotional material, but damn it, they just didn't do a good job of conveying it and expressing it in the game. But like, listen, they had so many opportunities to slow it down and have meaningful conversations, but they just kept feeling one-sided, and the only way you were getting validation was through Aloy's inner monologue, which was like, I don't need that. Like, I should be able to understand what's going on based on the conversations between the two, like their interactions and their reactions. Come on now. Like, it's just frustrating. Beyond that, though, that's like my only real gripes with Burning Shores. Otherwise than that, I think it's a DLC that if you're a fan of Forbidden West, you should pick up. And listen, if you have a PS5 and you have PlayStation Plus, Forbidden West is available to you right now. And for $20, you can add on Burning Shores. And I recommend this. I really do. I don't think that it's going to be viewed as a groundbreaking DLC, but that ending sequence is amazing and will make up for any disappointment you had with any of the boss battles in the base game. I promise you. That end sequence, fantastic, 2 thumbs up. But leave me a comment about how you're doing in Burning Shores. How do you feel about it? Do you wish that there was more content? Do you feel like there are certain things they could have cut out? Do you feel like there are certain things they could have emphasized? Let me know below. And that's going to do it for this video. So if you like the content, please like, share, and subscribe. I'm Ken from Pixelated Thoughts. I'll talk to you next time.